Hello and welcome to our 2007 Xbox Live Party Chat. We've got our Monster, Doritos, and we're ready to go. As always, with me I've got my wonderful cast of gamers, Joe Pone.
Hello.
Ben Royale.
It's me.
Tim Suss.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm your host, Luke. And you're listening to Pod Players Podcast.
Why don't you have a cringe gamer name? You fucking Fortnite Luke, I don't know.
That was my thoughts. Do you ever get upset when someone refers to you as a gamer? Because I find it like it rubs me the wrong way, like gamer. Gamer.
I don't know how many times someone's referred to me with such a word.
Well, maybe in media, like if you're being advertised to, like, oh, gamers, rise up.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't buy their product, yeah, I don't. It's weird, because, like, yeah, I play, like, games every day, obviously, I'm a big fat bastard, and usually it's like, you know, KFC or something advertising that, and they're like, oh, you fatty, do you want some food? I'm like, yeah, go on then. But then they go, gamer, and I'm like, whoa, hang on. That's not
What
me.
did you just call me?
Yeah, I'm not a gamer.
It only gets me when, like, I like being called a gamer when it's like ironic, like when we all go, "Oh, gamer," but like I work for a lot of mums at work, so I work in retail. I work with a lot of mums, and they always say, "Ben, you're a gamer. How does this?" And I go, "Oh." Obviously, I'm not going to explain to them why I don't like it, but like whenever they go, "Oh, Ben, gamer. Can you fix my Switch
Is that
for
what
me?"
they say? Oh, Ben, gamer, get over it.
What are they giving to you to sort out?
Yeah. The other day I had to sort out one of the mums. I think her son is like 6 or 7, and she said, he's on Minecraft and the camera is like looking at his character and he's getting really wound up with it and I don't know how to change it. And I was like, right, and to be fair to her, I said, just click the stick in. And she was like, what stick? I was like, the analog stick, just click the stick in. Eventually, she just brought it to work to give to me so I could, like, do it.
What was it, a Switch?
It was a Switch, yeah. And I said, I'll do it on my break. And she went, oh, no, don't do that. Take your time. Take it home and bring it back the next day. I was thinking, all I've got to do is press a button. And I got home and I was clicking the stick and I was like, why the fuck ain't it working?
Wait, you clicked the stick? Did you actually take it home?
Yeah, I took it home and then I clicked the stick and it wasn't working. And then I looked online and I was like, oh, it's the D-pad. Oh. So I'm not even the gamer. I'm not a gamer.
Hang on. I like this idea that you said you'd do it on your lunch break. She was like, no, take it home and take your time. Instead of being like, no, this will definitely take me 2 seconds, you actually took the fucking thing home.
No, because I thought if I have to explain why it won't take long, by the time I've done it, I'll just be too tired. So I'll just go,
The thing is, I've been, the people know I'm a gamer at work. And there was this guy who I used to work with who was an older gentleman. And he was like, have you heard of this big new game called Fortnite?
Oh, no.
I was like, oh yeah. It's like, have you played it? I was like, yeah, I've played a couple of games of it. I've given it a go. And then every day I ever saw him after that, he'd be like, I just played a really good game on Fortnite.
Oh, no.
I sort of had that at my work because, you know when... I think it was someone from the UK won like a ridiculous amount of money playing Fortnite. It was like £3 million.
Yeah, it was like a 16-year-old or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone at work knew I went to Smash tournaments, so they were like, Ben, why don't you earn this much money? And I was trying to explain to them that different games pay out different things, and then but like as soon as I started trying to explain it, I was like, I don't know, I'm just not good enough. I just said that it was easier.
Yeah. Not a gamer. You're
not a gamer. I'm not
being revoked.
Yeah.
What's the money threshold to become a gamer?
I remember this kid. I worked at Curry's for a bit, and every Christmas or so they'd bring in like a bunch of kids out of school, sort of thing. Or sorry, over the summer. So they just finished school and they're going for like a summer job before they start college or whatever. They're always all just annoying, and I just avoided them. But this one, he's a bit of an awkward looking kid. I was like, I feel a bit bad for him. He's a bit awkward looking sort of thing. And he came up to me and started chatting, and he was like, oh, do you play Minecraft? I was like, yeah, I played a bit of Minecraft, a bit of a crafter, you could say. And he goes, oh, I have a YouTube channel where I play Minecraft. And I was like,
oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And then he brought it up in his phone and was showing it to me, and I was like, oh, no, this is too much. But then, like, the rest of the like, summer starters and stuff came over. And, they were chavvy types, normal types,
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, they're like, you playing fucking Minecraft kind of thing. It's like, no, and it was just happening around me, and I was just like, you know what I mean? I was like,
It's all too much.
I was like 23 at the time, all these 16-year-olds arguing, and I was like, just, I don't get out of this situation. And,
I think. Sorry, was you done, Joe?
the only finishing part of that story is that he wasn't very good at the job, and so I worked in the car phone warehouse bit of the Currys, so there was a car phone in the Currys. I know you guys know this, but you know.
Yes, it's an international audience.
Oh yeah.
Currys is a retailer of electronics, and car phone warehouse sells phones, not cars.
Yeah, I guess none of it makes sense. Basically, in the tech shop, I sold phones and only phones. Like that was my job. I was the phone guy. I couldn't even use the tills for tech. But he was on the Curry side, this kid, and he came up to me and was like, "Could you clean a CD?" And I was with a customer, serving them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, phones, yeah." And then he came up to me, like, interrupted me. He was like, "Can you clean a CD with this poor old woman?" And the guy's looking at me, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the woman, and we're all like, I was like, "Go away!" I was like, "Take her somewhere else," sort of thing. I was like, "I'm so sorry." And he goes, "No, there's a phone bit in it." I was like, "Yeah, it's the phone bit." He goes, "You don't call your CDs." I was like, "No, I don't."
Same diff.
He's given us gamers a bad name.
And he got, they didn't keep him on after the summer. He was the only one. No, this guy sucks. Fucking idiot, get rid of him.
I think a big part of why I don't like being called a gamer, especially at work, is because they assume because I play games that I'm really tech savvy. So, so like they'll be like, "Oh Ben," like I was saying today, we've got like these new self-service tills in now. So like they'll be like, "Oh Ben, you're tech savvy. You'll know what you're doing straight away." And I'm like, "I don't. I'm Switch. I play Switch. I don't do PC. I don't know what I'm doing." I need guidance.
Trying to get you to download an emulator was a fucking mission.
BlueStacks.
That was one of the most difficult things I think I've done. So the fact that everyone's relying on you for the tech in that Tesco's.
Yeah. I think I said to you, I applied for a job, and they said, I got an interview for this job, and he said, "How good are you at IT?" And I said, he asked me how good I was at IT, and I said, "I'm pretty confident in it." And he said, "Oh, well, on a scale of 1 to 10. And he said, "Actually, I'll just answer that for you. 10. I've seen your CV. You play games. It's a 10 for me. If it's on PC." And I was like, yeah, it's on PC. Yeah, I'm good at IT.
But to be fair, like, I think when you brought this up, I remember saying, with jobs like that, like, because I'm probably the most technical guy in my work, just on the virtue that most other people aren't that great at it, sort of thing. So, like, just little things like, "Can you plug in this monitor? I don't know how to do it." And I'm like, okay. Sure, it's not that hard.
Gamer sense.
But yeah. And I won't get it because it's boring, but yeah, there's two different, there's a VGA and a HDMI, and that's just like, they're like, "What fucking hell, mate? Just sort it out.
Just do it, yeah.
Too much going on." So.
I've had that at my work. There's a guy who keeps on kicking his power cable out because his computer's by his feet. He keeps on kicking the power cable out and then saying, "Oh, my PC's not working." And every time I go under his desk, plug it back in, turn it back on again. He's there. He sees me do it.
Do you say to him, "Hey, don't kick your computer"?
I tell him why it happened each time, but he just doesn't want to go under his desk.
Tape it in. So, like, when he kicks it doesn't...
The worst bit is, if he's the kind of guy where you're like, "Well, you keep kicking your power cable out," he'll go, "I'm not doing anything, it's just fucking computer!"
Oh, that drives me nuts, people like that.
Got to dance around the situation.
Well, in gamer news, there was some directs, and what's the PlayStation one called?
State of Play.
Ugh, God, that does sound gamery, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I heard that. I know you lot are Nintendo boys. Well, you like Nintendo quite a lot more than me. But I like the look of that Skyward Sword HD remake, but no one else agrees with me on that. I don't know why. It looks like a fun little romp.
Have you played Skyward Sword?
I need to know. Are you taking the piss, or like do you actually like?
No, I've never played it. It looks like a fun game.
Okay.
I think you and me would probably enjoy it, Luke, but I think in the perspective of, like, you know, if you're a Nintendo fan, you've been waiting on... Because last year there was, what, like, Animal Crossing, Ben, help me out. What Nintendo games came out last year?
From what I remember, the big ones were just Animal Crossing, the new Paper Mario, and Hyrule Warriors. Oh yeah, and Xenoblade, yeah. But like,
which was a remake,
like brand new games. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Xenoblade was a remake.
And so that was the first Direct since all those games. Everyone's like, oh, we're gonna get, you know, the next big releases, and the biggest one there was probably the Skyward Sword remaster. So I think it's less about people hate the game and more like, I mean, it is one of the.
I think people have not liked Skyward Sword for a very long time, and I think the reason for that is it came out like late in the Wii life cycle when everyone was already sick of motion controls, and then it came out and it was all motion controls. That was all the puzzles. That was all the combat. It was the only thing in the game.
How much is it? Because I heard that the price tag is high.
50 quid.
Yes, full price game. Yeah, 50 quid.
Yeah. It will be, yeah. It will be 50 quid.
What was the other... Yeah, so here's my question on that. If they came out and said, we've got no news about Zelda, or they didn't even mention Zelda at all, they just skipped over it and didn't talk about the remake, and the remake isn't coming out now, would people be more upset, or are they more upset now than they're getting a remake of a game they don't want?
Do you mean Breath of the Wild 2?
Yeah, because they came out and said, we have no Breath of the Wild 2, but here's this instead.
Yeah.
If they didn't do anything, if they didn't mention Zelda.
I think the problem was the bait and switch where they, you know, Aonuma came up and everyone was like, oh, some Zelda news. And he said, no, there's no Zelda news, but here's Skyward Sword HD. And even that, I don't know when it comes out, but I don't think it's that close. I think it's still a few months away.
But it could have got anyone to do that. I mean, I feel like it was quite nice for Alan. How do you say his name? Aonuma?
Eiji Aonuma.
Eiji Aonuma.
Yeah.
To come out and talk about. I mean, I know that he's just trying to advertise a game, but they could have just got some guy that
some blokes
like everyone else.
I think a big part of it is for me it was because they were saying, oh, we've got Wind Waker HD, we've got Twilight Princess HD from the Wii U. The only one we haven't really got is Skyward Sword HD. That's the only Zelda 3D Zelda that hasn't been remade. So it'd be nice if they did what they did with the Mario 35th and put them in all in one collection. So I thought that's what was going to happen, but they're releasing it on its own as a £50 game, which I don't mind Skyward Sword. I think I still quite like it, but I think that's a bit silly.
I think with the Direct, it was like a cherry on top of like. People were already disappointed, but everyone was holding on to the Zelda news, and it was just, you know...
Yeah, I remember watching that Direct afterwards. I was like, oh, so it was kind of just a partner showcase with Skyward Sword HD.
Yeah.
Because when they said it's a Direct, we thought it was going to be like first-party Nintendo news, and a lot of it wasn't.
Everyone's forgot about the main game. You said the main game was Skyward Sword, but... Splatoon.
Oh yeah, Splatoon. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm annoyed at myself for that because I do actually really like Splatoon.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, go on.
No, I don't know. You looked like you were going to explode there for a second. I don't know.
No. I was about to say something, and I went. I was doing a face, by the way, audio listeners. Okay. All I was going to say was, I think Splatoon 3 might be cool, but then like, it's on the Switch and like. I don't know. Splatoon 2 was pretty good. Me and you played it a little bit then, didn't we? And
yeah.
I played it a fair amount. I liked the Horde mode on that game. It was fun. But I don't know. Like it was always just a bit ropey playing it online and stuff. Like it was better than 1.
Oh yeah, one was terrible.
I don't know how free. I mean, it looks quite different. But I don't know quite what else I want from Splatoon. You know, like
I sort of said this. I said if they're gonna do because if it's not just gonna be an update, if it's gonna be like a brand new game, I feel like they're gonna have to add a lot to it or change it a lot, and I don't see how Splatoon could really do that. I didn't see it from the trailer, so
I reckon it's gonna be a bigger single player mode. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
The single player in Splatoon 2 was a DLC, or is that in the first game? I don't remember.
No, there was just a DLC for it. That was the story mode. It had a full campaign in it.
Nice.
Actually, I've got a little story about that because that the same woman who asked me to look at her son's Minecraft, she said, I've got him a new game. It's called Squishers or something like that. And I was like, I said, is it Splatoon? Because I'd seen it on the Switch. And she went, that's it, that's the one. And she went, but he can't get on it. He can't really play it. Like, he's trying to go in the main bit and it's not working. And I said, yeah, you need to have a Nintendo subscription. And she went, oh, does it cost money? I said, yeah, it costs maybe. I said, it cost maybe about 15 quid for a year. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. And I was thinking, why did you buy him a 40 quid game then? Like, that relies mostly online.
I feel bad for, like, these, these, like, parents and stuff, though, because it's
that's not her fault.
confusing nowadays, Like, my mate at work he was like, oh, GTA 5's on Game Pass. He's a Game Pass guy like me. I got him on that and he fucking loves it. And he goes, oh, do you reckon it's appropriate for my son? He goes, I know it's an 18 and I've played the old ones. I was like, nah. I was like, it's just not. Like, I was thinking, I've only played a bit of the GTA 5 campaign, but I know, like, it's like just straight up, just like sex.
Yeah, it's definitely inappropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
you can. Sorry, I was going to say you could buy the online only for like £5 now, and that was.
Oh really? Oh. Yeah. Well, he said, he wants to play online with his mates. I was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, he'd just be driving around shooting. I don't think there's anything too gratuitous online, sort of thing. Apart from the music and stuff. He goes, oh well, he's already shooting people in Fortnite. It's not as gory, but I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I wouldn't do it. But it's your kid.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, sure. And then he goes, oh yeah, I was watching him play. He's like running people over. It was hilarious.
I remember how strict were your guys' parents with like getting you like mature games, I guess, like when you were younger?
I was allowed pretty much any age of game from like I remember being very young playing San Andreas and GTA 3. I was the one who pretty much had no limits on it. I could play whatever.
Yeah, you were that guy.
I wasn't that. I was the opposite. It was mainly GTA. I don't remember any other games I would want that was over 18. I mean, I had like Metal Gear and stuff like that, so I was 15. But GTA in particular, they were like, no. And there was at one point where I had managed to convince them to get GTA 3 and Vice City. But I really wanted San Andreas. I didn't want the other two. I wanted San Andreas, really.
That was the one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but that was big news, San Andreas, so they wouldn't get that. And then I played it, I don't know. They wanted me to turn volume 0 and then I could play it or something like that. But then one day I was playing it before school and I was like running late for school and they were like, no, you can't play it anymore. And then they just took it off me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I was in an opposition because like I didn't grow up with too many consoles at my mum's, but I had some of my dad's. And he wasn't too strict, but also like I was quite a squeamish kid anyway. And like I was scared easily and I didn't like gory stuff. So I didn't really want any like 18 rated games or anything, or movies or anything. I know when I got my 360, I wasn't allowed Modern Warfare 2 right away because I was an 18. I ended up getting it anyway. I don't know what happened there. I think I was just being annoying, and they were like, "Fucking just take it."
Just shut you up.
But like, my dad was quite weird with games, especially like. Not only would he only buy me like quite strict on the ratings and stuff, but he was like, "You need to 100% beat the game until I get you another one."
Yeah.
And I could only play them on the weekends, and obviously when you see your dad at the weekend, like you're going off doing something. You're not just sat inside playing games. Like
you can't grind it. Gamer grind.
Yeah. It was like quite. I had Ratchet and Clank, and I was trying to 100% that, and I was like, it's just too hard. I'm not really, I don't even know what it was. It was just collect all the fucking things or whatever. It probably isn't that hard, but when you could only play it for like an hour each week, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what was weird with my dad was that he would show me Kill Bill. I saw Kill Bill as a kid. I saw Pulp Fiction. I had all Eminem's albums on my iPod, and for a video I'm working on, I listened to a bit of Eminem. And I was like, I remember the song as a kid, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill my wife and do that. And I was like, I know all these words, but you know when like you revisit something, you realise it's a lot dirtier than when you realised as a kid. Yeah. And like I was like, that's what's going on here.
Having like just free access to like 18 rated games, it took a lot of the like specialness out of it. Because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people are saying like The Simpsons Hit and Run is for GTA for strict parents. But I liked both. I thought they were both brilliant games. I didn't mind if it was, because I remember like being in a junior school, like 10 years old, and I was telling a friend about Mario Galaxy. I think it was new at the time. And he was like, "What? But that's a kid's game." And we're 10. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it is. It just didn't matter to me. I had that. I had all the adult games. It's all just games. They're fun.
I had a friend like that who he grew up and was allowed to play anything. So like when I got to the age where I was going way more Nintendo than I used to. I was like the only person doing it in my friend group. But then he comes along and was like, "Well, I just play everything. Like, I love Mario Galaxy. I love Modern Warfare 2." And I was like,
yeah.
"See, this is a guy who can appreciate both."
There's one thing, I think we spoke about it last time. Like when you're a kid, like you're a lot more like self-conscious about just stuff like that.
And tribal. Like you just want to be what's hot.
Yeah.
I was going to say quickly that my parents were kind of strange with it because if it was anything rated over my current age, they wouldn't let me have it until I was like 15, and then I didn't care what I did. It was like a switch turn. They just went, fuck it, just do what you want. But I remember specifically, I went into game one day, and I think I was about 9 years old, and there was a new Robot Wars game out for PS2, and I was like, Robot Wars, Mum, we've got to get it's Robot Wars. and she was like, "All right, darling, let me just have a look at the box." And she looks at the box, and it's 11 plus. God knows why it was 11 plus, but I was only 9, and she was like, it's. I think this is for big boys, Ben. I don't think she did that. I was fucking 9, but I think she went, this is for you're not old enough for this yet. And I was like, "But it's Robot Wars, Mum. It's Robot Wars." And I think purely because you could see how much I wanted it. That was the only time that I remember letting me have a game that was like older than what I was supposed to be playing. Yeah. And I played it. I thought, why on earth is it 11 plus? I don't know why.
Isn't it like also like pretty bad?
Oh no, yeah, it's awful. But at the time, like every
It
single
doesn't
time,
matter when it's because it's Robot Wars, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, look, it's got all my favourite robots in it. It's got fucking what's his name, Craig Charles."
Did it actually have them in the game?
It did have Craig Charles, but it had Jonathan Pierce, the commentator.
Yeah.
It had him in the game. I was like,
I know. I will say when I think the first 18 I got on Xbox was Gears of War. I think like I played through it with Denzel, so I don't think Denzel. It must have been like you, Luke, or something, who lent me it, and I played through it with Denzel. I remember that being. I was like, he was, "Oh yeah, you shoot this guy," and they explode into like gore and God knows what not.
Chunks.
And I was a bit like, "Oh," I was like, "This is a bit different from Halo," when they just fall over. But then also there's a kind of like the first Gears, like that's quite a technical kind of marvel at the time. So like just seeing that like was kind of gross, but also like that's like technically very impressive. Like,
when did the first Gears come out?
2007, and this I probably played in 2009, 10 something.
Was that the same year Halo 3 came out?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
It might even be because I think it was a launch title or close enough to launch. Let me look it up quick.
I think it might have been 2006.
It's funny that really because it's like
2006.
Two of Microsoft's biggest IPs out of like the 3 they have came out in the same year.
Yeah. Well, when you gotta think of it, when Gears 1, Halo 3, Gears 2, then like COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 are also coming out.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like just like fucking blockbusters coming out back then, So.
What was the rating on Oddworld? Do you know? Was it like 15 or 12 or something like that? I always thought that game was.
Is that PS1?
Yeah, PS1. Yeah, the 2D.
I never played it. My housemate loves that game, but yeah, that game looks disgusting. Like if I played that when I was younger, I think I would have nightmares.
It's rated teen according to ESRB.
I definitely played it before I was a teenager, and I always thought it was strange, but it was kind of strange in a gross way.
Yeah,
because of the CGI and the monsters in it.
I think it has a lot of pre-rendered stuff in it, and that especially nowadays that looks gross, but even at the time.
The opening cutscene is about using the slaves they've got and putting them into pies,
Yeah,
like killing
yeah,
them and putting into pies.
yeah.
Such a strange concept. I mean, that game was talked about at the PlayStation State of Play.
That's a
The
new one, yeah.
Soulstorm. That looks good. Looks great.
Is it a
Probably should play the
platformer?
remake.
What is it?
It's kind of a platformer, and there's like puzzle platformer. Yeah.
Oh,
You have to,
right,
like,
okay.
Rescue the other.
Yeah, don't they? You rescue little dudes, they follow you around, and you can
Yeah,
tell
and
them
you're
what
like,
to do.
hello, follow me. Okay.
Saying that though, one a big thing of State of Play. I didn't watch State of Play this time. I missed it because I said afterwards you guys watched it. I was like, no, I wish I was with you. But yeah, what a big criticism. Like there was nothing new shown. It was just updates on everything that had already been announced.
Yeah,
Well-
I think it was all updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Final Fantasy had that. That's DLC, isn't it?
Oh, is
Oh,
that the Yuffie
yeah.
thing? And then it had the remake that's coming to phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that the Final Fantasy thing was fairly big news because I don't think anyone expected an update. They just wanted a new game.
Yeah.
Part 2 of what the.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that
don't
was
know
still
if
quite
that's-
big, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I have no idea what the update entails though.
Isn't that what
Yuffie.
what's his face called? The director. I can't remember what his name is. The guy who makes Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Numura.
No more.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Isn't that what he does
Yeah.
there? He like everyone wants. Oh yeah, we want Kingdom Hearts 3, and he's like, here's a game on the PSP.
Yeah.
Is this what it's going to be this time?
Have you
Final
seen
Fantasy
the-
7 Chain of Memories?
Have you seen the Final Fantasy
Oh, no.
VII Battle Royale?
Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not good, is it?
Quickly clicked off. I was like,
That
fucking hell.
guy, he directed Advent Children. That film was fucking such a shit in the face after.
What, Nomura?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
did
know
he?
that. I didn't know that.
I knew he did the character designs for 7, I think.
No, well, he did the character designs for 7, but it was written and shit by someone else. But he directed Advent Children, the film. And that was...
I went to college with a guy who said that was the best film ever made. And I was
Oh.
like, I don't know. And he let me borrow it. And I never
Oh.
played Final Fantasy 7. And I thought, this is not good.
Yeah.
Was that before
It's
the
awful.
the
It's
recut
awful.
as well? I made it better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
I was
no
like,
idea.
I beat the game, and I was like, that was a really good game. Well, we'll go watch the film, and I was like, that fucking sucked. And I'm like,
I've-
oh,
But you beat Final Fantasy 7.
yeah, I beat it. It was fun.
Oh, wow.
Good luck.
That-
I wanted to play through it again, but I can't be
That-
bothered. It's quite long.
I'll concede and say, well done, mate. You finished it.
That game gripped me all throughout. What can I say? I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
I thought I would get bored, but sort of didn't. I was like, oh, how's this finish?
yeah.
what's-
It's a good game.
Good little game, yeah.
I do like that the what do you call it? The remakes that they've said. They're remaking Final Fantasy 7, but in the style of the original game, not the remake, the big blockbuster one.
8, do you mean? Was it 8 that they're remaking?
No. It's
9.
7. It's the one they're making for phones. It's like a
Oh,
remake
that
of
one.
7,
Oh.
but they're also incorporating content from Advent Children and all the other Final
that
Fantasy 7
one.
spin-offs.
Yeah.
And everyone's
Sorry.
because everyone's mad it's on phone.
I got mixed up between that and the new Pokemon game that's a remake. I thought that was a Final Fantasy game, and I don't know, my brain's fried.
Well, you know what the worst thing about Advent Children is that like there's stuff like that keeps happening. Like we're putting stuff from Advent Children into this thing, and I'm like, don't do that, because like Cloud he's moody in the original game, but he's not like it's kind of played for laughs, and he's like he kind of grows as the game goes on. He talks a bit more. He's not just like and
Yeah.
that's all he's in Advent Children. He's just the moody little fucking crybaby, and it's okay. That's how he is in every game now. It's like, oh,
I think
that's
it's more
fun.
like well they want to take like the good bits about it. Like I think it was on about Dirge of something. Like apparently that game was like a pile of dog shit, but it had good ideas. So they're trying to like do it well, if you get me. And I think that's fine. I think this is kind of like a 180 on the subject. Sorry, but I've heard a load of people say they're mad that this is on phone, and they've gone, "Why isn't it on Switch? Not consoles, just Switch." And it made me think, is my main console just a souped up phone? And now it's just it's ate at me now because I'm like, oh no, and it's
Well,
not.
break it to you.
I saw some Dead by Daylight gameplay on Switch the other day, and it didn't look good, mate. It looked very. I don't think it's the Switch's fault. Dead by Daylight's not a very good looking game, but I don't know what happened on the Switch port. It looks awful.
There's a lot of third party Switch ports though, because I think about the first party Nintendo stuff. I'm like, that looks all great.
Oh,
Like,
Oh.
There we go.
Just left.
He's thinking
Cool.
about Switch.
That was funny. He's connected on his Switch. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Stop using your Switch on Discord.
My Discord crashed for some reason. All right, I'm back. Sorry. What was I saying? What was I saying?
You're talking about bad third-party ports.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. There's a lot of third-party ports that have. Although it killed me just before I was about to reveal the truth. Yeah, there's not been like a lot of them don't run well. But when I think about like first-party Nintendo games, I'm like, oh no, they look great because they know how to use the hardware and stuff like that. There's just not been enough of them. So like the Switch has become a bit more of a port machine mobile phone replacement.
Well, some of the ports. I know that this is something I wanted to talk to you about, Ben. Have you ever seen Outer Wilds before? Because that's coming to Switch. That was announced at the Direct.
Yeah, I've seen nothing of it, but I've heard it's a really, really good game.
I think you would be into that. I mean, I wouldn't put it on the level with Ben Game. I don't know how to describe Ben Game, but it's a game that only Ben would like. But this is a game that lots of people can enjoy, and I think that you will too. It reminds me of how you liked, what was the web browser, not web browser game, but you know the game that you
Hypnospace.
Hypnospace, yeah.
Yeah,
It's nothing like that, but it's kind of like it reminds me of the feel of that sort of like indie game charm. And I'd really recommend you check it out.
I did want I was going to look into that. I didn't, because obviously I don't know what the game looks like on other systems. Apparently a lot of people are saying it does look quite ropey. I was like, I'll wait and see how it performs then.
You could get it on the Switch Pro, which is being rumoured again.
I have said this because I have a friend at work who it constantly is like the devil on my shoulder going, just get a PS5. Come on, just get a PS5. You know you want to. And I have said, I've gone, look, if they don't come out of a more powerful Switch revision in the next year, I think I'm just going to get a PS5 and have like two systems for like the first time since like the PS2 and GameCube.
Why not on Xbox?
Alright, Luke, let's...
I'll do you one better. Why not a PC? Or why not use the PC you've got?
Because PC is digital and I like the physical.
Why
don't you play on BlueStacks?
You can get physical on PC.
That's where to go, Tim.
You can get physical on PC, your little CDs.
Oh, that doesn't look good. I'll get the PS5.
What do you mean?
The PS5... The PS5's got exclusives that I might want.
Listen to me. Fucking every single fucking Wii, GameCube, and what's the other one called? Wii U. That's on fucking disc. So don't give me none of that.
Don't point your finger. Don't point those dirty green sausages at me.
I shouldn't do visual gags on this audio podcast. I was pointing my finger at the camera as I was saying that, by the way. It was very funny.
If you got an Xbox, you could play with Denzel. You and him get along like
you're right.
chili and jam.
Mate, Denzel,
you're right. Hey, actually, right, me and Denzel had a really lovely night on Minecraft not long ago. And it was
really?
nice.
Fucking hell.
It was. We had a really nice night. It was enjoyable.
Mate, Denzel is the greatest like co-op partner in like any game. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, this game's got a 2 out of 10 on Metacritic, and it's like one of the worst games ever made, but it's co-op. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm downloading it.
I remember, was it a video you and Denzel made, Luke? And it was, all I remember is the gag where it was like, "Long live the king," and it was
the Full, not Full Guys, the other one.
Gangs or something.
Human Full Flat.
Yeah, that was it. That was Acer. That looked so much fun.
We've gone through quite a lot of there's always quite fun. Like, we wanted to play Fear 3 again. It's not a good game, but it was just fun co-op because one person has like mystical powers and the other person shoots guns, and it was just kind of fun to do that.
Joe, what was the game that the game was revealed? I don't know if it was a state of play on Nintendo Direct, but me and you were watching it together. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And you were like, oh my god, Luke and Denzel are going to eat this shit up.
Yeah. It was some... I can't remember the exact thing. It was just some shit co-op looking game. You know, like, it was like, oh, one guy jumps high, one guy runs fast. I was like, oh, they're going to love this. Like, you'll have an achievement like, oh, the guy jumps fast, has to beat the game, not jumping, and Denzel will beg someone. Every time I see a game like that that's cut off, I'm like, I can just picture Denzel already having it downloaded. I'm not knocking Denzel, by the way, because it's a lot of fun playing. Like, if I feel like if I played those sort of games with just anyone else, it wouldn't be as fun. But just think about it. Think about that character, you know. He finds the good in anything, you know.
What was Tim? We watched the PlayStation Direct. I forgot his name again. What was the game that looked like that kung fu film in the hallway.
Oh,
it was like
yeah. I can't remember what it was
what's
called.
Old Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked like the Old
It looks
Boys.
like Old Boy, but a game.
Oh,
It's just some kung fu game, but yeah, that one looked quite interesting.
Looked kind of indie-ish, but like with a cool art style, retro, and it was just like this fighting game.
Oh,
it
it's
sick.
Sifu, SIFU.
FU too.
SI and FU.
But that looked cool.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I think that it was announced at the. It might have not been, but that's the first time I saw it at the PlayStation thing.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
might have been an original announcement there.
The only
The
one.
other- yeah.
yeah.
One of the ones that I've been looking at for a while now, and I don't know if I want to get it, is Deathloop. Have
Oh.
you lot seen
Oh
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
I've seen that,
Dishonored
yeah.
one.
I think they finally sold me on it the other day because I didn't understand it. Because it's like Groundhog Day, you play the same level until you kill all the people you're supposed to kill. I think there's 7, you have to kill in one day. Don't laugh at me, Joe. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
Is it
just ignore me.
co-op that game? Or like it's
But that's
isn't it?
that's
It's
the
like-
problem. That's the problem is when they announced it, they were like adding this weird co-op thing, like Dark Souls. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Like you know, like they want to add like a co-op thing that's unique. So they just like say, oh, by the way, while you're trying to kill these people on the same day in this death loop, someone also is hunting you, and they make it out to be another player online.
Yeah,
And I
that
was
yeah.
like, I don't like that idea, but they explained it the other day in another trailer or something that I think it's just an AI if it's not someone online, which makes me feel like, oh yeah, that's something that I would want to do. Being
Yeah.
hunted by someone instead of like actively like being killed by a pro gamer.
There was
Sounds a lot better.
there was a game on like Xbox 360 where like one of the enemies would just turn into a random player and they would kill you. It was like called Mindjack or something. Apparently, it was terrible.
I think I've heard that.
You had to be sold on it, and then you're like, oh, it fucking sucked.
I'm pretty sure, like, I can't remember it very well. It did do well from the fact that no one remembers it, but I think it had, like, terrible AI or something, so it probably relied on the fact that fucking players would
Someone's
join.
gonna jump in, yeah. It's weird
You know
because,
what
sorry, go on. No, you go on.
No, I was going to move away from PlayStation.
I was just gonna say, Dark Souls is a good little thing like that, isn't it? Where little guy comes to evade you and kills you.
Yeah, it was like sorry, not Destiny, Journey, sort of like.
Oh, okay.
They introduced it, didn't it? Or they helped the one random player would help you along the way. I played that the other day. It's sick.
Journey. Is that the I can't on PS3, right? That's a pretty old game now.
Yeah.
That's a desert
Yeah.
game where you just run around.
Yeah. Pretty game though.
It is pretty. Got a sick intro. It may even be in my new video. You should check it out on VideoShowGames. Who cares?
Ooh.
Something we skipped out is you were all like, "Oh, this Nintendo Direct was a third-party Direct." Blah 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 blah. You missed out Splatoon. You forgot to mention that, and you missed out on Mario Golf Super Rush.
Oh, I like Mario Golf. I'll probably give that a go.
I've just finished
Cool.
Golf Story, which is like Tim's favorite game of all time, I think.
You can
so-
count a few
it's up
bugs.
I do like golf games actually, and it wasn't long ago actually that I played Wii Sports Resort Golf. You know, with the motion plus and everything, which I stopped doing because I played one game of it, and then the next day, like my arm was killing. I was like, "What? Jesus Christ! I need some exercise." But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's as soon as they introduced the speed golf thing, I was like, okay,
yeah,
I might be sold here.
Fun.
Yeah, I was like, speed golf and RPG, they've got me there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it does look pretty good. It's just not a big like game you think of when you think, oh yeah, Nintendo Direct. What was you going to say, Tim? Sorry.
There was they're making a sequel to Golf Story, but they delayed it from their original release date of summer 2020, and now they haven't said a new release date, so it's just sort of in limbo. We're probably going to end up with the new Mario Golf before that.
Joe, fuck off!
Maybe
What?
Nomura's working on it. He's going to do Chain of Golf. Still Ben's
cards.
joke.
Repurposed.
And there's an assassin after you, Deathloop.
They'll do a Final Fantasy VII golf game. I'm certain of it.
Oh yeah,
Probably
it's
already
on
is
the
one.
cards. Yeah, but there's definitely a Final Fantasy mobile golf game.
Has anything happened outside of gaming? Anything else happened with you lot recently? Staying inside, staying safe?
Slow Tie came out a new album. That's pretty good. Probably, yeah, I think it's really good. I won't gas on it about too much because I know you guys aren't super into music, but split into two halves. One of it's kind of a more like bit more aggressive, a bit more like bangers and stuff like that, and the second half's a bit more introspective, a bit quieter. But it's not bloated because fuck me, there's so many I don't know if you guys know this about Spotify and streaming and stuff in a minute, but you get paid a little bit per stream. So what people are doing now is they're doing shorter songs with the logic that you stream it more often, sort of thing. So a longer song, say you listen to a song 5 times in a row, 6 minutes is going to be longer than a minute and a half. Because songs like Old Town Road, that's just under 2 minutes, I think. And when you listen to that song, it you want a bit more, sort of thing. You almost want the third verse. So people were just replaying the song over and over, 2 or 3 times. So they made a lot more money on Old Town Road than they did on other songs.
You're saying there's no more Freebirds?
Probably not. Well, people are going to be weird with music.
Artists are artists.
And most of the music is made with touring and stuff anyway, so But obviously not this year. But so many albums now are 2 hours long and 50 tracks long, and they're all a minute and a half long or something. Like Drake's last album was like that. I think Tim might be the only one who recognises his band. Ray Schmermid, whatever the hell they're called.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the No Flex Zone guys. Their album was 70 tracks long or something. And it was terrible, but you got to think, 1 or 2 listens for that's 70 streams, as opposed to
I need content!
As opposed to 12,
Yeah.
So the Slow Tie album was short, but it wasn't bloated. It was still about 30 minutes long. It was still packed with lots of different features and stuff. It was just a really good album. Give it a listen. That's my music corner bit over with.
I was going to say, actually, that you saying the, how the streaming and payment works, it reminds me, this is the weirdest comparison, but it reminds me of when they brought out the Crash Team Racing remake. And they made it really grind heavy, because to get in-game coins, you had to race online, but the longer tracks would pay out more than the shorter ones, so that you couldn't just spam the shorter ones and get money quicker.
Oh.
So Crash Team Racing has figured it out, but Spotify hasn't.
So
Well, Spotify just pays the...
Just reminded me of that then, I was like,
I've been thinking of moving to Tidal, just because it's the same price, but they just pay the artists a bit more. And the it's higher quality as well, but I think it's 15 quid versus 10. But my Spotify's tied to my phone plan, so I don't know how to sort that. But
I'm sad actually, because I tried to use Spotify the other day because I thought I was still logged in on Luke's account, and it's gone now because I've got a new phone. So a bit sad about that. Get us back in there, Luke.
So you've been messing up my playlist then? Is that what's happening?
I've listened to a few. Look, I haven't used it often, but I was like, oh, Luke's still logged in.
Is that why I'm getting recommended ABBA all the time?
Oh. I was about to say, I mean...
I do like Dancing Queen.
I wouldn't give you my Spotify anyway, because you just wouldn't be able to use it, because I have it on quite a lot. But no, you definitely not having it now if you're fucking messing around with ABBA. Can't be doing them with it.
Is that what happened? Because I don't use it much. So if you listen to, fucking Barbie Girl, you get recommended Aqua.
Yeah.
So
it's more like you have these daily mixes, which are just playlists of your music you listen to a lot, and he'll throw in some you'll probably like this. So
oh right, okay.
You listen to Take On Me, or throw in some other 80s stuff in there, but
yeah,
it's like YouTube. When you click a video, it will start recommending you all sorts of fucking garbage, and sometimes it'll do that.
Right, you say my music taste is garbage, but right,
I didn't say it was garbage.
The trip we had...
I just said. It was
no, we had little jabs here and there. I'll just say that Luke fucking loved my music choices on the trip to Birmingham last year. He loved them. He was like, oh, I forgot about this.
I mean,
I was enjoying your classics.
Yeah, but you got a lot of
Oasis came on.
You got a lot of old weird fucking 90s house music embedded somewhere. That's
it's like, oh fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, where's this coming
Yeah, I remember like I think the first few notes of Do You Know What I Mean came on, and it was like bow 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 bow. And Luke was like, oh no.
Doesn't that song starts with a fucking like helicopter or something? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
mate, that album was fucking terrible. That's the Oasis album. It's called I Know What You Mean, isn't it? You Know What I Mean?
no, it's called Be Here Now.
That's
But like that,
fucking...
that when you said like an album that takes like 2 hours to finish, I was thinking Be Here Now. It's like here it is.
Yeah, that wouldn't do well on streaming nowadays. No.
Well, what you want to do is if you want to support the artist and you don't want like buying physical media, is do what's the website?
Join their OnlyFans.
Oh no! I've now completely blanked on the website that you can pay for music.
SoundCloud?
Bandcamp. Bandcamp.
Oh, Bandcamp.
Right? Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
isn't that a program?
Is it?
Oh no, that's GarageBand. Sorry.
Garage. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Bandcamp. Because I bought myself a little iPod recently, one of the old ones, and I was trying to find some music, and I was like, oh, I might as well just buy it because then I'll just have it forever, and it will be linked to the website, and you can get some FLACs as well. I think that iPods don't play FLACs, but you get high quality audio as well.
I think they can play FLACs, but like they don't, bust up the quality or anything. You know?
I think that mine can't. Mine's a bit old.
SoundCloud does this thing. I think it might actually be Bandcamp. It's one I always get those two mixed up, but it's called like fucking Bandcamp Friday or something, where like
yes,
the sales, 100% of the sales goes to the artist. So like, and the artist will be like, oh, you can get my album 20% off, but all of the proceeds go straight to them, sort of thing. So Bandcamp don't even take a cut. Yeah, there's lots of. I mean, I'm more of a vinyl guy, but it's always nice to try and support the band you like. Streaming's good.
I was just gonna say that I really do like getting. I always like getting CDs of albums that I liked, but now more so just because my car's so old that I have to use CDs to listen to music in it. So I've always said like for back in the old times when you could just get someone a DVD for their birthday or what have you, and it it actually meant something. I've always said to people, just get me a CD or something, like it'll be nice. Recently got a Popcorn album. Had a bit of ABBA on that.
Oh, I know. This is actually a moan. I got a record recently by a band called Dogleg. Very cool little emo punky kind of band. I can't really show you because I don't think I can't show the people anyway because it's not a camera. But on the spine, the artist and the name are flipped the wrong way around. It's really annoying me. And I remember when I look at your guys' games collection. You're like, oh, my PS2's got a grey fucking thing. I'm like, whatever. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, ooh.
I think it depends what you're passionate about. I know my friend was always like, he was saying, sorry to cut you off, Joe. I won't take long.
That's the gist of it, really.
He said to me, he was like, he never understood why I wanted like the game box to be in good condition or like the game art or what have you. And he said, well, it don't affect the game. And I was like, right, because he's mega into comics. And I said, right, if you bought a Batman, new Batman number 53 and it had a massive fucking shit on top of it, I was like, would it bother you? And he was like, well, yeah. And I went, well, why not? The comic's inside it. Like, it doesn't matter about the cover.
Yeah,
and he went to me, and he was like, oh, checkmate. Yeah, no, I like a good display. I need to put my CDs on display, actually, because right now they're just in my drawer. Or in my car.
Well, shall we wrap it up, I guess?
Yeah, I didn't know what else. We can't went on to music.
There was something I did want to talk about. There was a thing today called New Game Plus Expo, where it was essentially like a Nintendo Direct State of Play thing, but for like low budget Japanese games. And it showed off like the new like Disgaea and a new Blaster Master and just a bunch of like weird visual novels and weird RPGs. And this, I was thinking about it when I was watching it, like during like a Nintendo Direct, this is where I would switch off. But during this, I'm actually really interested. I'm like, oh, I might get that. And I don't know why I have that double standard in my mind, where I just wouldn't give a shit in a Nintendo Direct, but here I'm like, oh, looks quite good.
Well, isn't it that you hold Nintendo at such a high level that how much did you know about this Direct before going into it?
I just saw it on Twitter, like it's starting in 10 minutes. I was like, oh, okay.
It's definitely it's what you expect to go into, because like if I go into a Nintendo one, I'm like, right, give me Metroid, give me the Zelda, give me the Smash. But then because I used to get really tired of seeing indies in some Nintendo Directs because there was a lot of them. But then when the Nindies come out, the specific Nintendo Directs, I really like those now but I know what I'm going into with them.
Yeah, I think it's like IP expectation. Like you go in with general ideas of what you want to see from Nintendo, or even from Sony with State of Play. Like you want to see what their big IPs are now. You want to see Final Fantasy. You want to see Spider-Man. You want to see God of War.
Yeah.
But with this, I went in with like absolutely no expectations, and there was like a weird bass fishing game. I was like, oh, that was cool. It's like all these weird nonsense. It's like all kinds of stuff. There is like an anime visual novel Among Us. Like it's actually in space and it's randomized imposter, and you have to deduct who the imposter is. And it's
through a visual novel.
Through a visual novel, and
wow.
It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. But I was like, yeah, I could play anime Among Us.
On the subject of Among Us, I'm getting very tired of hearing everyone just say, "Oh, that's so sus," or "Oh, that's sus." that.
Have you
I
seen
hate that. I hate it so much.
Seeing the Among Us characters and everything.
Yeah.
I've gone from hating it to loving it again. Of just like the most inane image, and then everyone will just spawn Among Us.
It's like Luke will go get a drink, and then he'll be like, "I'll be 5 minutes," and then 6 minutes later, I'm like, "I was still not back." Oh, Luke's looking a little sus. I'm like, oh, I fucking hate that shit. That does my head in.
So we know what to say to Ben now all the time.
I'm just
an agreement.
He's upset because Among Us. Oh, it is on Switch, isn't it? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's on Switch. It's sus and XD. That's my
It's
thing.
not physical on Switch yet.
It's on Switch because it's a phone. It's a glorified phone, as we came to the conclusion today.
Yeah, revealed the truth.
Yeah.
When it's physical, anyway, it'll be 50 quid, and I still will buy it.
So Ben, do you have anything to plug before we head off? I don't know why I picked you first, but
I don't. I've got no video in the works, so I'll
check his channel out anyway. What's your channel, Ben?
My channel is Fullboy V5. So
Fullboy V5.
Check that out for some fun little memory game reviews and stuff.
Check out his Little Big Adventure Let's Play.
Check out Road Trip Adventures Let's Play.
Yeah, Road Trip Adventures.
No Road
Trip. Leave him a
Trip.
comment saying, "Can you finally complete this Let's Play, please?" Tim, do you have anything going on you want to talk about?
I won't plug anything. I've got no YouTube. I don't make content. I just come on here and sit here.
Check out Ben's.
No! I know you're gonna fuck off.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
You fucking dare!
I know what you're gonna say. Actually, no, we can't. Let's not devolve into that. Joe, what's going on in your world?
I got to film the video, but I'm probably not going to upload it because it's not very funny. It's the problem with me with the fucked up eye. No, yeah,
that is funny.
It's just not very good. It was about the automatic album. I might upload it at some point, but I'm probably just not going to finish it. But I'm making
it's almost there.
It's not almost there.
Sure
it's not almost there. It's just not done. I'm doing a Dead by Daylight video, which is going well. That'll probably be up. So I'm doing an actual fucking gamer video.
Did you just call yourself a fucking gamer, man?
Gamer.
Check out my skits.
I know you're directing at me, you cunt. Get the fuck off.
Well, Ben's acting pretty sus, am I right?
Oh no!
Okay, and I'm here. I make videos on VideoShowGames. Put in your web browser luke.dog and it will retake you there because I fucking bought that domain quick. And I'm making a video. It's gonna come out in ages away because it's taken so fucking long.
We should buy Monty Python skits and redirect.
Okay,
I fucking hate you so much.
That's it. Catch you next time, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate Joe!
Catch you later, but don't be sus.